something that really bothers me and like honestly has given me a sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that yeah, like there are all these women like throwing themselves, but me, like the past 10 years, like I don't have any of that. Like I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. And so then like I begin to internalize it and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
You're not looking.
What?
You're not
Like,
looking. But I'm gonna tell you something else too. When your radar's turned off, because I've dealt with that for years too. Like, and I was young, like you. And I'm like, oh my god, because I don't want it, but it'd be nice to know that like someone's looking. But when your radar's turned off, right? That'd be beautiful. Don't ever think for 1 minute that it ain't no some men out there looking at you like I wish. And I'm gonna tell you who knows that more than anybody. Yeah.
An avocado.
Why you wear that?
Huh? Because I can. It's my channel. I'm allowed to dress dirty.
I done went and got dressed and
I'm allowed to have paint all on me and wear shirts with holes in them. I'm allowed to wear shirts like
If you like this, send $2 to my cash app.
you know what?
He's a can boy.
Yeah, new in the food can boy, baby.
What the heck?
You know, y'all ain't know Josh worked for Can Soda, did y'all? Y'all ain't know he be on there.
I prefer chatterbait.
I am so lost.
All right.
This isn't that kind of video either, so we gotta serious it up, serious tone up. All right, so we're here today to discuss something. It's gonna be a discussion video. We don't do them very often, but we wanted to tackle this topic because we wanted to kind of
Support.
not just support, but we wanted to figure out why people are mad at Ayesha Curry, right? Because everybody's like, oh man, Ayesha Curry.
And you know what?
disrespected
Here's
him,
the thing.
or
It's
she-
not even really everybody. It's been like 80% men who have been posting on social media their anger and their outrage over a female table talk show. It's like Jada Pinkett is like the new Oprah. You know what I mean? Like her show is like for women to get together, and she has men on there too, but they discuss very serious things.
Yeah.
They discuss
They be women on there
relationships.
crying.
Yes,
and it's very serious topics that they cover on that show.
Correct. Jealousy. They had Gabrielle Union on there because her and Jada used to have beef, and Gabrielle came on the show and said that she used to have problems with women. She said she used to have a jealousy issue. That's why she didn't like Jada, because she had a jealousy issue and she had to get herself in check from that. But when you are in the limelight, you have insecurities. If you are in the entertainment industry, what you look like is your next role, is your sponsorship, it's everything to women who are in the industry. And unfortunately,
women and men though, because a lot of men you gotta look a certain way to get booked for roles or gigs and stuff like that. So it's appearance just as a whole is super huge no matter where you are. And we gotta remember who we're talking about, because
Correct.
Ayesha Curry, although she is pretty much in
She
Steph
has
Curry's
her own-
shadow, she has her own shows, she has her own channel
she's
on YouTube.
a
She's
Revlon.
she's it was a
Spokesmodel,
cover girl. I
cover
think.
girl.
And so, you know, she's doing stuff, she's out there, so her appearance is very important. So that it's just
Very important.
we gotta have like a starting point, you know.
Correct.
So basically we're covering what everybody else is covering. Her saying that she desires, well, not necessarily
She didn't
desires,
say that, really.
but she's saying that male attention similar to the kind of attention that her husband Steph Curry gets, because he gets a lot of women just all over him. Oh my God,
All
he's
the
fine.
time.
Man Crush Monday, you know, Steph Curry. But she says she feels like she doesn't get that kind of attention.
And she
And
would like to
said
have
it would be nice.
It would be
because,
nice.
you know, it would be a nice little boost to her self-esteem
And
after feeling like she's out of shape. So
good God, the whole world collapsed. Like, oh, that couldn't have been my chick. Some dude actually had a video where he was calling her all kind of bees,
Yeah.
and
he was
just
calling her all types of outside her name. He
I
was
think-
super
I think-
disrespectful.
In general, men just have some weird obsession with having power over women, just in society in general.
Very
Like
true.
it's real weird.
say that because I actually think the same way that it's really weird when you. It's weird to think about, but it's even weirder to see it. Like when you see a dude,
I was astonished.
When he feels
I
like
couldn't believe it.
his power is being challenged, or when he feels like he has to assert power when it's not necessary. Like dudes who feel like their power and authority is being constantly challenged is weird because one, nobody gave you that authority. Like nobody gave you the authority over a woman. You know what I mean? Like
yourself.
You gave yourself that kind of authority. Like a woman is her own person. She's her own being. If y'all unite yourselves in marriage, that means that you're united.
It's not like
let's do this. Let's do this one at a time because the first thing that I heard dude saying was, oh, by the way, this is my son.
This is my mom. You guys are familiar with everybody who is here. This is Geezdayday right here. This is us. So if you're not familiar with the channel, this is what you're pretty much going to see. Whether it's a matchup of me and him or me and her, and that's how it is. So welcome if you're new.
So the first thing that I saw is men saying, how dare she say that she wants attention from another man. She's going to cheat. She's a hoe. That she's basically wanting to step outside of their relationship. And how dare her want any attention from any other man besides him.
Okay, let's just stop that right there.
Right there.
Any man who says that is obviously stupid.
Or insecure.
And their mind is just not, expanded to the point where they can rationalize such a thing.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, no, that's just incorrect, and that's just how it's going to be. Because they can't make sense of things. Yeah. It's like
I just don't understand how they can't understand how women. She's not saying that because men are like, the only attention you should need is from me. I should be enough. You should be getting enough attention from me. What? First of all, she didn't say that she wasn't getting enough attention at home. She's just saying that it's nice to get compliments from other people, from other dudes. And they're like, oh, why she need any other attention from me? Because you're not God. Just because, and then they're like, oh, well, they're married. But that don't mean that as a married woman, being with the same man for 26 years, I'm not dead. I know that my husband appreciates me. I know that he thinks that I'm beautiful. But it's nice to get a compliment from other people. Listen, I like the attention. If I go out the house popping and I don't turn heads, I'm gonna be like, do I stink? You know what I mean?
I feel like most people would do, especially like even if I'm a dude. If I get all dressed up, because I don't really get dressed up a lot, but when I do get dressed up and I get all nice and fresh and clean and I'm smelling good, and well, I mean I'm kind of used to it, but I don't get nobody looking my way. I'm be like, dang, I really am ugly. You know what I mean? Like,
it's human nature to want the opposite sex to look at you.
But
and just because you get married don't mean like, I don't need nobody but you, boo. So to look at me ever again in life.
My thing is that my points that I was trying to raise to other people is that Steph Curry gets a lot of attention. And we see it. We see that Steph Curry gets all this love and people sweating for his looks. Oh, he got pretty eyes. He do got pretty eyes. I'm a little jealous. I wish I had pretty eyes. I don't. You know what I mean? Even Josh get compliments on his pretty eyes. Y'all don't say nothing to me. Like, even me right now.
You handsome. My son, y'all tell my son he handsome.
You know what I mean? Like, but it's so funny because, like, even that meme was going around where that pretty girl was over there all like this in the stands.
Yes,
and
big
Steph Curry looked up at her like, oh shit.
Like, oh dang.
Like,
and then somebody put a meme up of that and said, oh, you unappreciative, blank. I could be sleeping with women like this. That's part of her insecurity.
That's the reason why she's insecure. But my whole point is that
what the heck?
My whole point comes from the fact that where it's like nobody's really acknowledging the fact that Steph Curry has all these groupies and these people who acknowledge him and love him and talk about how attractive he is, and everybody's kind of ignoring that because it's like she's saying that she would kind of like to get similar treatment as her husband.
But why? You shouldn't want attention from any other man.
And so
what's your man?
I want to pose a question, which I posed this to a couple of my friends earlier who were disagreeing with me. We got Steph Curry and Ayesha, but I want to talk about Beyonce and Jay-Z. And I feel like that's a very good example because nobody everybody acknowledges Jay-Z for his good looks. Because he's not good looking.
Singer.
Beyonce gets her paper
roasted
off of how bad she is.
But like, yeah, everybody knows Beyonce is one of the most beautiful women, and everybody will recognize that. But what if Jay-Z had went on Red Table Talks and was like, dang, like, I am kind of self-conscious, and it would be nice for people to look at Jay and be like, dang, you look good and make me feel young and handsome again. Would we as men, black man, white man, any man, come at him the way that we're coming at Ayesha? Or will we come at him and be like, yeah, I know how I feel sometimes when you out the game for a while and you don't get no love, it's nice for somebody to say, hey, you look good, or make you feel like you're strong and young, or whatever. Like, will we attack Jay-Z for saying that the same way that y'all attacking Ayesha? That's
no,
just my
because
question.
it's a male chauvinist culture. It's male chauvinist, one, because all these guys are coming out and saying, how dare she want any other attention except from me, like he's a god. I love my man to the core. I'm not stepping out on my husband, but the fact is, it feels nice to be complimented by other people. And my husband literally comes to me, and you know this. His father comes to me, and he's like, man, don't nobody want this old man. Ain't nobody peeping me in the clubs no more. And I'll be like, baby, you fine. Man, you fine. What you talk about? I didn't be like, oh my gosh, how dare you want attention from another woman? I want women to scope my man. I want to know that my man is still wanted by other.
That kind of thing where you walking around.
Yes, and like, I got this piece of candy.
Have you ever had that happen to you? Or you walking around with your girl and dude look at her and you be like, yeah, that's me.
That's
right
me.
You know what I mean?
Me.
So at the time, I was a little bit insecure because she was a baddie. So I was
and that's
I
what I'm saying.
I was in the process of trying to lock it down.
But how old were you at the time?
18, 19.
But you said it out of your own mouth. You said because I was insecure.
But he was also 18.
Correct.
So that's a time in your life where
but
you're kind of
at the same time, she wasn't completely mine yet. Like, she wasn't my girlfriend yet. Like, I was in the process. So it's like, she's no more mine than she is his.
So you can't really be like, yeah, this is me. When it's not necessarily.
But if you got it, but why do you want when we first see somebody, we're attracted to them because of their appearance. So you want a beautiful woman on your arm. Why? Why do they call them trophy wives? Why do dudes who couldn't get not one chick, and then when they become rich, they go get these model chicks? Because they want a beautiful woman on their arm that other men are acknowledging is beautiful. Oh my God, did you see his model wife? She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. So it's okay for a man to get the appreciation of his wife's beauty and be uplifted. Man, your wife is gorgeous. No disrespect, but man, hey.
And we gotta be real, because as men, I know I've talked to that with a couple of people that I know about, like, yeah, you got a good girl, or yeah, she's super pretty. Like, I'm happy for him. Good, that's what's up. Worry about it later.
So you tell.
But I think that's more of an ownership thing still.
Yeah.
It's more like, like I own this, like, yeah, this me right here.
Do
Like,
you think that this whole thing though comes from like a ownership type of thing?
Because they think Steph owns her. Like, she shouldn't want anything. Like, she's not her own person at this point.
Correct.
She's not allowed to have her own
Oh
emotions.
my God.
Like,
yes, that is it. That is it. Ownership. Because I've heard dudes say she should be appreciative. I've even heard women say she should be appreciative. She should be appreciative. Thank you.
That she ain't out here stepping out on him.
And
one
thing that we all know and we acknowledge is that the fact that I think her problem is the fact that she isn't getting the same kind of attention that she's seeing a lot of other women get. Kim Kardashian, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Beyonce, Rihanna, all these women are out there and they're known for their sexualized
beauty. But not
beauty.
all attention is good attention.
But that's the thing. She don't know that. She don't know that because she's kind of cooped up, and she don't see the fact that when we think of loyal, good women, we think of the Drekas and we think of the Ayeshas. You know what I mean? We think of the loyal women who stayed by their men's side when they was down and when they was up. You know what I mean? So, like, she don't see the fact that she don't see the attention because people ain't thirsty for her. But they do respect her.
Gotcha.
Right. They want and respect her because of who she is and what she's done for Curry and how she's held him down.
Ayesha also has 3 young children, so she gained some weight.
She did gain some weight.
You know what I mean? And you got these bad chicks, cold-blooded chicks, always in his face. If you watch the program, Ayesha's Steph's mother and Steph's sister was sitting right next to her. So if they felt like their brother and son was disrespected, surely those women would have spoke up, first of all. Second of all, if you would have watched the whole interview, what a lot of you did not even watch the whole interview.
Nah, they're watching at least like sound bites. Because what? You said the video had 6
It was
million?
like, it had 6 million views. And what it was there was women, some who were just newly engaged, one who had been with her dude for like a year, one for 2 years. Then you had Steph's mother who had been with her husband for over 30, and then of course Jada. So they was talking about the difficulties in relationships. They talked about the difficulties of growing up biracial. So you wouldn't even have known that, would you? Because this show was talking about the difficulties in new relationship. One girl said that her husband, he plays basketball too, and she was like, she misses him. She's lonely because he's not home very often. Didn't nobody diss her? Oh, she lonely. Oh, she about to stray. Right. Oh, she about to step out. Did you hear that? She lonely. And then Steph's mother was talking about Steph's father, was like, you know, it's hard to be married after all these years. It takes work because, you know, you look up and you be like, you ain't look like you used to back in the day. That's worse than what she said, because she is really saying...
That's hard.
Yes.
That's harsh.
Yes, she just was... Because when I heard her say it, I was like, dang. But it's true, because, you know, my husband, he's getting older. He don't look the same. He's gaining weight. You know, so what she said was more real and more harsh than what she said. But dudes took this one thing, which showed how insecure they are. Because they took this one thing, I want dudes to like me. If it was my girl,
That's what they do if it was my girl.
And I heard one girl actually said, if I would have said something like that, my dude would have knocked my teeth out.
Dang.
Man, my girl said I'll uppercut her so hard, break a sound barrier.
Listen, I just can't comprehend, because they were just like, and then the other argument was that was for a therapist or was for a private conversation. Again,
it's a talk show.
It's a talk show.
About
just
relationships.
Can't handle talking about anything that requires in-depth thought. Like they just push it away and try to make it seem like it's not something that needs to be talked about.
But the actual
obscurity,
show,
which is what they did back in the day a lot. They didn't talk about things like sex.
They didn't talk about doors. Yeah.
Correct.
But the thing is that if you have a show that is supposed to, hey, we're gonna come out here and we're gonna talk about sex,
hard topics,
and that could be the whole thing. We're gonna talk about sex and sexual relationships, and somebody says, I'm not satisfied in my sexual relationship right now. Like, my marriage, you know, it's coming down. We're trying really hard, though, but we'll get it. Oh, I can't believe she would say that on that show.
Any penis is good penis.
But, like, the thing is that this is what the show is about. Why are y'all getting so mad at her for being open about her feelings and something that is probably a deep psychological issue for her?
And not just her.
Issue.
This is my thing. This is to help women. The show was about troubles in marriages, how to hold marriages together, and issues within marriage. People go out and do motivational seminars and tell their whole life stories to encourage and uplift and say, hey, The Rock, he came out and said, I had depression.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was depressed, nothing was making me happy. Now he got a wife. So women could have been like, oh, your wife ain't making you happy? He said he was depressed.
He got a wife and kids.
Right. Oh, we ain't enough for you?
Terry Crews, too.
The
whole
Terry
pornography
Crews came out
addiction and the prostitutes and stuff like that.
Then he came out with the sexual harassment, everything. But he got dragged for all of those things.
He did.
You know?
Because when people try to come out and help other people, your dad said something that was, because I'm do this a lot. And he hates that I'm like this because he's very, very private. So he said something to me. He said, this is such a mean world that we live in that you almost cannot put yourself out there in it, because whatever you say, the vultures will eat you alive, even though it was supposed to be of a benefit to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it didn't benefit you and you don't understand it, shut the F up. You know what I mean? Like, this was out there for women who are going through it. If they had a show about drug addicts, I didn't see men in an uproar. What you smoking that crack for? You know what I mean? Like, they took one thing out of this beautiful show, because you should have seen these women at the table together, shedding tears.
I did.
Did you see her crying at the end?
No, I didn't watch the whole video. I just watched the part that was relevant. I watched all of Ayesha's parts where she was talking about the relationship, because I was like, I need to figure out where people were getting their arguments from and where people were feeling like she disrespected Seth. I was trying to figure out where she was basically inviting niggas to come smash, or like, I'm trying to figure out where people are getting these such extreme assumptions of what she was saying, because I was like, she didn't say any of that. Why are y'all saying that she's a hoe and she wants niggas to slide in her DMs, and she wants, you know what I mean, like, she disrespected Steph for talking about their marriage, like, but I had to watch all of her talking points, because I was just like, where these people are getting these things, it just seems like y'all didn't watch it at all. At all.
They didn't.
Y'all didn't watch. I mean, y'all didn't even watch a soundbite.
They didn't.
Like, I'm not saying that people watching this, but like, if you didn't watch the clip and you had a negative opinion about what she said, but you didn't watch any of the show at all, not even a clip, then I don't understand how you're trying to have a whole full negative dialogue and talk all types of bad about this woman and call her a hoe and say that she's doing this and that. But you didn't even see what she had to say.
There's this one dude, I'm not even going to mention his name, but he got thousands, if not 10,000s of dudes who watched, and females who watched this video of this man degrading and tearing her down and saying the filthiest, dirtiest things, and somebody said he's comedian. Brother, you're not funny. So he's disrespecting, and then you got clowns. He was very disrespectful. Y'all heard like one sentence.
Me and him, we only heard about 10, maybe 11 seconds of it, and we wanted to turn it off because it was so, like, I don't really care who you was talking about. It made me so frustrated that I was like, I don't care who you talking about. We might have to fight.
Correct, because you don't talk about nobody's wife like that.
So disrespectful, and you was so, get back on Section 8 and this and that, like, nigga.
Get back on Section, but here's the problem.
He's the type of person you hear and like Loki want to smack him. Like,
correct, because
that's how disrespectful he was. And people was talking about facts, bro.
Yeah, facts, bro. And you
facts.
What type of representation are you for black men? Point blank. And yes, I said it.
This just comes from everybody being sheep. Like, they just follow what they see.
Yeah.
It's just a social media thing. Like, they don't think for themselves.
Not even what they heard. Because they didn't even hear what she said.
Well, they don't formulate these things in their own head.
Yeah.
Like when people they support Trump, they don't really think about what he's saying. They're just like, make America great. Like, America needs to be great. Yeah. But they're not really comprehending what he's trying to get through to them.
Right.
So it's like they're just following something blindly, you know.
But it says we're sheep.
I think my thing is that, like, people need to be more around people who challenge their ideology and challenge their thoughts, because because they don't realize how healthy that is. You feel that type of insecurity, and you see it in a lot of dudes. Now, we're talking more about dudes because we've seen more dudes attacking her rather than women. We can discuss women in a separate video, but this one's more related to men because men have been the primary ones attacking her for her opinion. But men need to be more around people because, like, you have to be around people who challenge your ideology. You have to be around people who challenge what you believe in and what you think and how you feel, who have a different opinion than you. You have to, because that's the only way you're going to learn and grow as a person.
But everybody doesn't want to. And then some
that's
people are...
That's exactly what I was going to say. You want to be surrounded by people who agree with you
and then there's,
think how you
correct.
do.
And then there's so people who stuck in their... I just want to be right.
Well, yeah, you've heard that. We've all heard that.
Like my ex.
Well,
she told me one time, she's like, well, you're the only one that never agrees with me. Duh, because I'm not going to. Like, if you're wrong or if there's something more to what you're saying, it needs to be addressed.
Or if there's just something that we disagree on.
Yeah, and everything, you know, everything when I talk to her, it's about, oh, well, all my friends, like, I don't give a shit about all your friends. I don't care what they say.
Right.
Everyone has different experiences, and, you know,
and different opinions.
And you need to be challenged, you know, mentally, because If not, then you're gonna be like you are, stuck in your ways, and then tell the next person, oh, well, you're the only one. Like, that doesn't matter.
The thing is that, like, you have to realize that people like that are always like, well, I'm stuck in my ways.
You have to understand the mentality of where did these people, the people who was liking that guy's post, who was totally disrespecting this woman, calling her bees and hoes. But I mean, she's not allowed to have another dude say, hey, you're pretty, you're beautiful today. You look, no disrespect, you look ravishing today. You are an amazing looking, beautiful woman. She's not allowed to get that, but y'all are liking a dude who's disrespecting women on this level?
There's a thing though, like any dude who agrees with that kind of ideology means you need to get off of social media. Because you can't like no female's pictures.
You're probably selfish and jealous.
You can't like no female's pictures. You can't comment on no female's pictures. You can't
especially if they
no
married, not Beyonce.
If you married, if you in a relationship,
it's only you and your wife.
It's only you and your wife. It's gotta go both ways, yo.
You can't.
It's got to.
You know how? Here's the thing. I got married dudes who follow me, and I'm married, and they like my pictures all day. But these dudes was like, well, I don't understand why my wife would need attention from any other guy.
But
dude, you're liking my picture.
Right. And not just, and these guys are liking models' pictures. They liking Cardi's pictures. They liking big booty strippers' pictures. There ain't no way that these girls, all these Instagram models, got hundreds of thousands of followers with hundreds of comments with dudes in their comments like, oh, so beautiful and this and that. But half of these dudes out here talking about, oh man, you know, you can't say you want attention, but
you're giving other women attention.
You're kind of giving to that because you're giving other people attention with the like, with the comment,
with the hearts,
with the follow,
with the heart emoji.
I think one thing that was really like discounted and like downplayed is people don't realize how great an organic, you know, compliment can feel. Like if you're out shopping and someone says, "Oh, like you look amazing today," like you can be like, "Whoa," like my, like you know, like you feel beautiful, like that aura, you know.
Yes.
And it just radiates positivity.
And just think about it, bro.
Whoa. Repeat that again. It radiates what?
Positivity.
Positivity. And that's what bothered me about this whole thing. Because they took this show that was so positive and so uplifting.
Healthy.
And Steph's mom, she cried at the end because she said, I don't really have women friends and I don't really get to sit down and have discussions like this with women. I don't get to do this. And she started crying. And then what they do? Drag her daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
Because she actually sat down to have a dialogue to try to uplift and build other women who may be going through this issue.
But you gotta think, like, her husband's in the NBA. She has 3 kids. She's being a mom. Where is she gonna get a compliment from?
Right.
What scenario and what situation is she able to feel good about herself rather than feeling good, you know, for her children
she's not allowed because she's a slave.
I think even before this is because it's like she might get those comments, just like they said on the show. They were like, "Honey, you're not looking," and yeah, correct. She does get some compliments. She does, but when you compare it to the type of love that Steph gets, it's not there.
Well, they were saying some dude said, well, that it seems like she's jealous of him. Now, okay, maybe
a little, yeah.
And
you're kind of jealous of the kind of attention that you get.
But those
comments
are cool. I don't mind that. You know what I mean? Because she may be.
Maybe
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to say that she's not permitted because she's a hoe, or she's not permitted because the only attention she needs is from this god husband. He's a god.
The only validation she needs is from her man. That's crazy.
Maybe she feels like they're not getting enough tension as a couple as he is alone. Like maybe she wants it to be more of like them.
Well, no, in the context of the video, it was more related to her getting attention, like to where people would compliment her beauty or just say that she looks nice, or just things like that. Little stuff like you just said, like. You gotta realize how even small compliments, like if I go out and somebody told me at the bank the other day I was wearing this shirt with paint all over it and holes in it, and somebody said, "Oh, I really like your shirt," and I looked down and I said, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah.
Like,
I
my head got so big for a little second, but I'm like, wow, like that's really, and this is a messed up shirt, and it just made me feel so warm inside.
Why do you go get fresh haircuts? Why do you go wear new clothes? You men want to tell me y'all don't like compliments. You know what I mean? You don't like my wife's opinion is all that I need. Okay, cool. That's fine.
If that works for you.
But that doesn't mean that when you go out and somebody be like, dang, you go to the gym and work out, boy, your body is banging. Boy, you look good. That don't feel good to you?
Right.
You going to the gym just for your wife? You know what I mean? You got those $300 tennis shoes to wear outside of the house just for your wife? You bought those $300 pants just for your wife? You bought that Corvette and posted it on the internet just for your wife? You want likes, you want attention. If you were on social media flaunting your big house, what new job that you just got, you and your kids, like, I'm a great dad, you want some type of validation too, or you wouldn't be on social media on your new bike.
I like that one. I like this one.
You know what I mean?
That's my pause right there.
Why you got it on social media? It should be fine that just you and your wife
have seen the bike.
And nobody else needs to know. Why you even on social media?
I think this just shows how, like, oppressed women actually are, like, in our society.
And I didn't know. I swear. I didn't know until this. I didn't know. And
I think most guys kind of knew.
I didn't. This honest to God surprised me.
It's just a huge double standard.
It surprised me.
It's really
it's actually
it
a problem in
it's,
society.
it's really actually, and you gotta understand, like, we're not.
So surprising.
He's not a feminist. That's the thing. I actually identify with more feminist ideas, but like just equal things, equality things. But he's actually like really not a feminist at all. But even he is like, yo, like this kind of, come on, y'all, like.
I mean, it's right in front of you.
What did you say when you came in? You was like, everybody
likes attention. Like, what?
Right. You know what I mean? So I don't know, y'all. Like, we'll give some final points.
Let me ask this question really quick. If women, because there's women, we're going to touch on this very quickly.
Yeah.
There's women who are like, I don't need any validation from anybody else. It's just my man. Okay.
They still like to be recognized.
Then why you buy that $200 purse? Why you got that $1,000 purse?
Because it don't feel different than a $50
Well, I mean, let's we don't even got to speak in generalities like that. You know what I mean? We are tackling the vast majority of a lot of people.
Which was men.
You know what I mean? And I'm not saying because like women is a part of the crowd that is.
But there was so very little.
There was very small amounts.
I didn't see women being as vicious and malicious.
I didn't really see as many women really.
No,
coming at her.
most women were just like, my man's validation is all I need.
That was really the main thing that I was getting. I saw a couple people say that she was just doing it for fame or she was doing it for attention because she wanted attention.
Okay, but she's
so she
famous.
went out there and got attention. I don't really care because if you think that she went on this TV show to say she's not getting attention so she could get attention, well, she's getting it now. So okay, there you go, point proven. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't really care. You're not really calling her outside her name. You're not disrespecting her.
Correct.
It's whatever. You just have your opinion and it's whatever. But like, you know,
dudes really feel like women are their property.
It's really upsetting, you know, like, so final points, if anybody has any.
Me, I have, look at my mouth. I just was on this one. And this goes to a Facebook post where this guy was arguing back and forth. And he was just like, my woman doesn't need attention. My woman doesn't, his wife never, she doesn't yearn for that. And she doesn't like it and she don't need it because he's enough. And his wife don't this. And I went on his page and his wife was gorgeous. And then I was just like, your wife is beautiful. So trust and believe. She may not need it, but she's getting it. Mm-hmm. And believe me,
if
she likes it.
Yeah.
And if she wasn't getting it,
you would know.
You would know if
she wasn't getting it. It would weigh on her that she would question herself.
She would be looking at herself. Have I gained weight? Yeah.
She would question herself.
She would. She absolutely would because it's a woman thing to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just a confidence thing too. Because it's like if you're not getting attention, then you start to critique the little things that have changed about you since you loved yourself the most. Like, I'm 5 pounds over now, or I have stretch marks now. And like all of a sudden, like all these things are coming to light about yourself. Oh, one tooth is shorter than the other. Little things that have bothered you for a while are just going to really come out and just explode out of you.
Yes, and negatively impact your relationship too. Then, because if you're feeling insecure, then that may start
Well, insecurity, yeah, it's really like a big issue in most relationships because you just worry about if your partner is going to leave you because the way you see yourself.
Correct.
Like, they must look at me this way too and see all these faults. They're going to leave.
Yes.
You know, once they really start getting tired of all these. So, you know.
Wait, I'm sorry, one more word. And they say, because I saw women were saying, well, I already know who I am, so I don't need validation from anybody else. You know who you are because you got validation along the way.
Right.
We don't just know who we are. We've been validated, whether it was in your childhood, from your parents telling you you're magnificent, you're awesome. There was some words and some people in your life who boosted you up to be that confident. So you didn't just on your own become that confident. You exude that confidence.
And if you've been that confident all your life, you're probably a dick.
I mean, if I had one last point, I would just say, like, give somebody a compliment because, like, I do it to women all the time. Like, if I go out to eat or something, and if I think a girl's pretty, I'll just tell her, like, I'll be like, yo, you're, like, mad beautiful for real. Or, like,
and
you
I'm
have
like,
really
oh my
pretty
God.
teeth. And, you know, you'll be amazed at how they react. Like, you know, who's out here giving compliments? Nobody's out here giving compliments because everybody has too much pride. But
and I compliment sisters all the time. If I go see a woman and she is slaying, I'm going to tell her, boo, you look good.
Yeah.
And what I try to do is anytime I see an elderly lady in the couple, I mean, not in a couple, but in a store or something like that, I will make my way over to her and be like, you are beautiful. And it just makes their day. They're just like,
I'm telling you, just all men out there, if any men watch this video, try it. Just go tell a girl she's pretty at your nearest KFC. I'm telling you.
Man, KFC.
See a girl with pretty teeth, just tell her she has pretty teeth. She may have heard it 100 times, or surprisingly, they don't hear it at all.
That's interesting, though. I hate to keep bringing it on because I know we're on here forever. But one thing that you just said, go compliment a woman. Somehow it seems to me like these men, when they compliment, they have a motive. Because you must be trying to sleep with that woman and it's not compliment. You must know how you are. You must not be able to compliment a woman without wanting to smash this woman off because otherwise you wouldn't really feel insecure.
You wouldn't compliment her if you didn't want to.
Yes, you wouldn't mind somebody complimenting because you wouldn't be worried about nobody trying to mash her because they're just telling her that she's pretty.
I think that's what it boils down to. Like, so my final point is the fact that it's the male ideology, it's the male psyche, what they're afraid of and why they're so frustrated because they're like, she wants male attention, meaning to us males, she wants male penis. Because men can't give attention to a pretty girl without wanting to smash her. We can't give a genuine compliment just to make somebody feel good or feel happy. A lot of men are incapable of doing that without a purpose or a reason because it's like, you know,
me, shampoo, gas station, shampoo, I pump gas, you shampoo, boom, vaginy, show vaginy.
I just thought about that when you said it too, like, oh my gosh, that's why they feel like that. Cause if I'm complimenting you, that's because I want to take you home and smash you off.
Yeah. A compliment is not all it takes to get some booty. Just gonna throw that out there. Some guys are just like, yo, you are so beautiful. Where you going, ma? Like, wait, you got a fat ass. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all ruin it for niggas like me. Yeah. Just throwing that out there. Y'all ruin it for good guys.
Hey, much love to Ayesha Curry. Much love to Jada Pinkett Smith for having this
much
amazing
love to the whole show. Yeah.
Yes.
If any girls see my muscles and really
musculos.
We gotta leave now.
Somebody tell him he's handsome quickly.
We gotta leave before this video gets demonetized. And we get a strike on the channel.
Somebody better tell me I look good before I tell myself.
For community guidelines and everything.
Tell me I'm pretty, honey.
So we appreciate y'all. I know y'all probably didn't stick it out for the whole 35 minutes that this video is, but we appreciate it if you did. Leave your thoughts in the comments. This will go along with our other discussions.
Oh, you know there's gonna be some fire in these comments.
Well, I'm gonna have a part 2 to this video that I might cover with me and you, where we answer some of the comments depending on how toxic they are.
They're gonna be toxic.
If there's some comments on this video that are actually logical and we can respond to them without just being like, okay, you're mad and you don't know how to have a conversation with people who disagree with you, I might just delete you. Period. I'm not really gonna tolerate and just
Disrespect.
toxicity.
Let's block him from the channel.
Hey, bro, I'm on it. You know,
You can't be disrespectful.
if you can't comment something that is just reasonable, or just disagree with somebody and be like, hey, these are my points. This is why I was upset. Boom, 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 boom. I will cover you and I will talk about it. And we will, if worst case scenario, we agree to disagree. That's fair. You don't have to agree with me. You know, so just leave your comments and your thoughts. If you're too toxic, I'm gonna delete you. Period. So think about that before you leave a stupid comment. Appreciate y'all. Love you. Peace.